okay. Now, the post-game of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is packed with lore, little threads, side paths, and callbacks that flesh out the world in ways the series never had time to. But out of everything tucked away in these intermissions, there's one quest that genuinely stunned me from the first time I discovered it. Not because it was hard or some massive lore drop, but because it even exists. It's a tie-in quest to Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Mira and Toa, names that carry an entirely different kind of threat, quietly slipping into the game's timeline hidden behind a string of what I thought was going to be one-off fights. Now, if you never touched the Xenoverse series, this could feel completely out of left field, a bit random, a bit disconnected, but for anyone who has fought through with the Time Patrol, this helps connect some dots. Mira, for context, is an artificial lifeform created by Toa, a demon scientist from the far reaches of the demon realm in the future. He's a constant adversary across Xenoverse, Heroes, and even Dragon Ball Online, where he originated from. His entire identity revolves around a single obsession, becoming the strongest being in existence. And to do that, Mira uses a method that's kinda horrifying as it's effective, integrating the DNA of powerful warriors into himself, piece by piece, until he becomes something beyond mortal definition. Xenoverse 1, Mira and Toa disrupt timelines again and again, always one step ahead, always waiting for the perfect moment to strike, until the future warrior Ace ends the battle with a point-blank blaster cannon, obliterating Mira's body and forcing Toa to retreat, but not empty-handed. His core, a crystal embedded in his chest, survives, still beating like a heart, still conscious and still hungry for more power. Even when he's reduced to a single shard of himself, Mira's ambition doesn't waver. He tells Toa he needs more energy. Toa, cold, brilliant, and disturbingly patient, promises she'll find it. They'll regroup, that their revenge is only a matter of time because Mira, after all, is her greatest creation. And so she brings what's left of him here, into the era of the Saiyan conflict. Armed with dark magic and experimental powers, she starts empowering low-level enemies with a crimson aura, corrupting them with evil ki. Now, if you've been watching from the beginning, I had made a comment about this. Gohan, in the middle of his own personal crisis as he tries to slip away from Piccolo's trainings, goes back home, becoming the very first person to encounter them. He defeats them, but the danger starts to grow. Poir is nearly killed in this situation, and the central plains erupt with more villainous enemies. Then things start to escalate a little bit more. After the Saiyan saga ends, Gohan comes home only to face more super villainous Cybermen, terrorizing a local farm. And once he defeats every corrupted form in the area, Toa's real plan unfolds. Super villainous Raditz and Nappa appear, pulled into the present by Toa as Mira's core pulses with excitement. Once they're defeated, she reveals herself, Mira's core glowing in her hands as it absorbs the energy of the fallen Saiyans. She confirms her calculations were correct, that Mira is growing, that this timeline will serve their purpose. Mira communicates telepathically, promising that when he is reborn, his enemies will witness his true power.
It seems my calculations were correct. You will all continue to fight so that I can see the completion of my masterpiece.
Just you wait. I will show you my ultimate power.
Eventually, through the parasitic harvesting of energy across this timeline, Toa restores Mira, and after Kid Buu's defeat, when the world is finally back at peace, Mira emerges as a final secret challenge, a hunter returning for the last surge of power that he needs.
Finally!
These energy levels are just as I predicted. No, perhaps far greater. If Mira can absorb all of the energy you produce, he'll become the ultimate warrior. And the demon realm will finally be restored to its former glory. I doubt that you can best my masterpiece, now that he is resurrected and more powerful than ever.
I am the ultimate being. Prepare yourselves.
Now, this boss fight feels like a genuine bridge between games. Mira fights almost exactly as he does in Xenoverse, with a fusion of combos, beams, and brutal efficiency that makes him feel pulled directly out of that world. As a secret boss, he's perfect, powerful, thematic, and rewarding to defeat. Mira falls once again incomplete but not broken. Toa notes that the data they gathered was sufficient but not nearly enough, and so just like always, they vanish into another era to continue their work.
How could I lose?
No, Mira. You are simply not yet complete, that's all. You'll need even more energy to reach your full potential.
More. I must absorb more energy.
I have an idea. We'll move to another timeline. We should be able to procure more energy there. We've done all we can do here, but that doesn't mean the fun has to end. I'll leave you with some of my creations. They should provide enough entertainment for you. Until we meet again.
Your fight acts as a quiet prologue to how Mira returns fully in Xenoverse 2, but it also hints at something more subtle. Toho, with her constant manipulation of events, her historical interferences, her experiments, could very well be an in-universe explanation for why Kakarot's story occasionally skips moments or alters beats. A small playful wink from the developers. But
it's just a theory.
Now, in truth, the crossover is fun. It's harmless, nostalgic, and surprisingly respectful. When this game launched, both Xenoverse and Fires were at the peak of their popularity. The side quests feel like one of those rare moments when the developers genuinely acknowledged the fanbase and rewarded us with something that blends the games, the community, and the story of Dragon Ball we all know and love in a way that just really works. It's a small moment in the post-game, but one that leaves a surprisingly large footprint. And as that fight fades and Mira and Toho disappear into another fragment of history, you're left standing in the quiet aftermath. Now, Mira's presence here doesn't change the grand narrative, but it adds texture, it adds depth, it adds a whisper about the larger Dragon Ball universe, and in a weird way, it feels fitting. Dragon Ball has always been more than just one linear story. It's memories shared across decades, interpretations, experiments, alternate worlds, sometimes messy, sometimes brilliant, but always driven by a community that loves the universe enough to keep expanding it. So whether this crossover was just a fan service, a quiet nod to Xenoverse, or a small piece of meta canon hidden behind a side quest, it leaves you appreciating how much passion slips into even the smallest corners of this game. And with that, we move forward deeper into Kakarot's post-game and towards the next chapters of this journey. If you're new here, I've been going through the Dragon Ball games that I missed growing up. I finally got to the main story of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and I've been going through it chronologically, finally getting to the ending of this series. Leave a like, leave a comment, sub for more, and check out some of the old playlists I put up on the channel. Till next time, I hope you'll have a damn good one. Peace.